Berlin has elevated my life.
I'm going to really fight for my happiness.
That's when I started investing in myself.
It's hormonal. Like, I wanted like all the mean girls to like me.
Because I romanticized the shit out of those groups. Do you believe in soulmates?
I did never push myself out of my comfort zone really.
Wait, they're so pretty. Hello. We're going out in Berlin tonight. It's a very like Berlin-y night. We're going out to a few bars, meeting a few friends, and we thought, why not get ready together?
I would say that every night is a Berlin-y night because we live in Berlin. So every night that we're here,
we both like got up and got out of our like hometowns and moved to Berlin. I moved to Berlin a year ago.
I moved like 2 months ago or 3 months. 2 months?
Wow, that's a short time.
Yeah.
We've known each other 2 months.
Yeah, that's weird.
But damn. Well, here's our experience of how, why, when, and what the reason was to us moving to Berlin.
And first we're gonna make a cocktail.
It's our little concoction.
Poor Lola was like, she goes, let's make our concoction. In like the most British accent, concoction.
Concoction.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Kitchen time.
Oh my god.
Good enough.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Not too much though. I think I put.
I'm just gonna. What entitles us to even give advice on the topic of moving to Berlin?
Because we moved to Berlin. Let's get ready.
Let's get ready. How cute! I mean, you only lived here 2 months. Does Berlin feel like home already?
It does, in the way that, like, I don't think I feel like I belong anywhere right now as much as I do here. Like, for example, because I was home for Thanksgiving for just like a super short, like it was a super short trip.
Home, but you just called home.
Yeah, it's just like my
parents' house.
My parents' house, yeah. And then I'm kind of thinking already, like, okay, when am I going back? Because I've shit to do, like I have stuff to get done, and like I want to do things, and I feel like, you know, and my life is here and not there, in a way.
I guess because I think here you have the opportunity to be the person you want to be. When I was in Sydney, like I've been here for a year, and so only the last 3 months have I actually committed to friendships that actually like do good for me. And in those 3 months, Berlin has elevated my life like no other. Like then coming here is so full of opportunities. Back to my point, that I think that you feel your best here because you have so many opportunities here, hence why it's become your home so quickly.
Yeah, I also think that is what you make it, because I mean, you mentioned like when you first came to Berlin, you felt like in the first like what year or 1.5 years?
1.5 years.
You feel like you're like not that much happened or changed, and like you're like in a good way for you. And that reminds me of a video that I saw on TikTok, and it was like this guy basically saying,
I saw TikTok?
Yeah, I saw TikTok, that's my source. But it was this guy, and he basically said like, guys, don't move to Berlin, like Berlin ruined me, da da da. I've like really, like I came to Berlin and my life was just shit. But then he kind of talked about his life and like how the process was of him moving to Berlin. And it was him who made it shit. Like, I'm sorry, but it wasn't Berlin. Berlin is a city.
Yeah.
You
How
know?
can
And it's just, it's like, it's a circumstance. It's kind of, it's what you make of it. I think that that's the same as well when I moved to Amsterdam. Like, I had such wrong expectations of it, and like, but I did never push myself out of my comfort zone really.
Just to recap, Hannah lived in Amsterdam before she came here. So you moved from your hometown, Germany, which is a small little town, to Amsterdam by yourself, and then to Berlin, correct?
Yeah, and I had really like high expectations of what my life was going to look like in Amsterdam. I basically thought that moving was going to fix my life. But then, you know, if wherever you go, you take yourself with you. So it doesn't matter where you go, you take yourself and the issues that you have, you know, things that are going on in your head, you take those things with you. But I think it just really changed my outlook on, like, when I moved to Berlin, which was such a spontaneous decision. I had this sort of like moment of like, I'm going to really fight for my happiness and like push myself out of my comfort zones and actively, like, you know, make the best of every situation.
I think literally your life is what you make it. I think the way you said that is so beautiful, because when I first thought about it, I was like, yeah, Berlin changed me. But no, I think just the concept of moving out of my toxic situationship in Australia. So let me recap. I am German, but I grew up in Australia. I wasn't born there, but I moved there pretty young, and I just lived there my whole life. And I had really, really big issues with friendships in Australia. That will be a completely different video. I can talk so much about that. But I was always a, what do you call it, like lone going soul. I always did my own thing, went my own path. I am not people pleaser. That was maybe my downfall, maybe my plus point. Here is my plus point, Australia is my downfall, because I never went with the crowd, and which left me to always be standing by myself, because I'm a very strongly opinionated person.
Yeah. That's good though, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. I mean, of course that creates more conflict than it does not, but still. And I used to think like moving to Berlin changed me. Moving to Berlin was the like icebreaker to my new personality, or like my better self that I am now. But no, I noticed I started becoming this better version of me as soon as I officially decided to move to Berlin. I stopped going to school in Australia because I worked full-time, because we were moving, because there was no point to continue, etc. And that was the point, the day that we decided that yes, we're moving, that's when I started investing in myself, because I knew that I was getting out of this toxic place. So it wasn't actually the Berlin city that changed me, it was the motivation that moving away from this toxic environment gave me.
Yeah, that's good. I think it was in a way similar when I moved to Amsterdam. Of course, I have to say, when I moved to Amsterdam, I moved with my best friend, so that was a big
Did she live in your hometown Germany as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Your best friend is like the ultimate comfort person.
Yeah.
So how are you supposed to leave your comfort zone if you have that person that you can fall back onto?
It's like, I'm out of concealer. It's crazy. I'm like using the last bit of it. I'm having a bad makeup day!
It's okay, you can still, it's also all about attitude.
Yeah.
Sometimes sometimes when I don't feel like really pretty, like 100% like confident, I just kind of like give myself a little mental slap, and I'm like, no, you look good. You look good, because it's also like obviously the way that you view yourself.
No one else sees it. Oh my gosh. I think it has also so much to do with like literally what you introduced me to the app, like your freaking hormones.
Exactly. I'm having, right now, my skin is so good.
I'm so jealous, it's getting bad.
It's hormonal. It's super popular.
Wait, we need to restart our conversation. My camera just switched off. I don't know where it died, but it died somewhere.
But you know what? We were kind of rambling anyway.
We were rambling.
We were talking about grocery shopping.
We were talking about makeup and grocery shopping.
It's not that.
I was saying that when I look back at accounts from like Australia, like people, when I look people's Insta from Australia and I look at accounts, they seem so much more interesting, the people, than when I like was in Australia. So in Australia, there are people who I just didn't want to be friends with because their vibes didn't match mine. We weren't on the same wavelength. We didn't want this. Wait, I said that so wrong. Wavelength. We didn't want the same thing in life, and it just didn't match our friendship. You know, it's fine. And now when I stalk them, I'm like, ooh, their life looks kind of fun. I kind of went in on that, and sometimes I have FOMO, people like that I literally don't even want to hang out with. If I would be back there, I would not reach out to these people, but like through like social media presentation, because social media always is like romanticizing shit, because you only see 1% of someone's life through social media. It looks so much better than it really is. I'm like even experiencing FOMO.
Yeah, that's weird, because with me it's like really the other way around.
That's
like
funny.
because back at school there were a lot of people that I kind of like looked up to, because they had basically they called themselves the popular kids, which like now in hindsight I'm like, that's kind of weird. I don't know. And I was not popular, in school. I think that's important to mention, which is fine. Like now I'm fine with it. But back then I wanted obviously to be part of like the popular kids and like the popular group, and like I wanted like all the mean girls to like me and to be nice to me and da da da. But now sometimes like I've always noticed that all the people I used to look up to back then when I was younger, so like, you know, a young teenager like 12, 13, 14, now when I look at them and like, or at least their Instagram, of course I don't know how they are in real life, I'm like, damn, like what was I thinking, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's like because I've just grown so much as a person, maybe, I don't know. Oh, what is wrong with this wing?
Nothing.
Oh, I need to sleep. It's not working today.
Do you know what I find so fascinating? How if I look back at my situation from summer, you know, all the people that I was in contact with, all the people that I was like chasing after, I think you grow from every experience. Back in summer, because that was my first ever proper like adult friend group, I guess you could say. Everyone except me was over the age, and I was so fascinated by the fact that they all live alone, and I was like, wow, damn, everyone has their life together, because that's what they presented themselves to look as. And now when I re-see those people, I look at them like, what did I see in them? Like, you know, no disrespect to them, they can live their life however they want to. That's on them, that has nothing to do with me. I'm not someone to, like, I'm no one to judge that. I don't have the right to judge that, but like, I look at it now and I'm like, that is so not for me. And I think that's one, because I romanticized the shit out of those friend groups, because I was like, wow, I finally have the people I want to like be friends with, you know? But at the same time, I grew so much, I think, in the last 3 months when it comes to what I want from friendships. Like, even more, I'm like, I don't just want friends to like hang out with. I want these friends to inspire me. I want to have conversations that teach me. I love the saying, if you're like the smartest in the room, you're in the wrong room, because I want to like learn from my friends.
Yeah, I love that. I think, I mean, that just goes to show how emotionally, I think, intelligent you already are. I think for your age, at least. Like, if I look back when I was your age, because I'm old, by the way. Maybe
you're not old. I'm young.
No, that's true. She's young. I think I've.
Your normal age. When people ask me how old are you, I'm like, instinctively I want to say your age, like around your age.
But yeah, But I also think that's why you befriend so many people who are older, because you're kind of emotionally on the same wavelength.
Thank you. I take that as a huge compliment. Do you believe in soulmates?
I do, but not in the sense of that you can only have one. I do believe that you can have more than one. Is my opinion. And I think that because we as humans, we change so much, like we go through such different stages of our lives, that people and relationships and stuff, you know, they kind of, like, it's natural that they come and go, and people are there to teach you lessons. And so I do believe that someone can be your soulmate for, like, they can be your soulmate in the sense of, like, you connect on a soul level. But that doesn't mean, not in, like, the sense of, like, we're going to spend eternity, like, forever together and stuff. But it can mean in, like, we will always have this connection, but maybe we will, like, our paths will sort of, you know, sort of go different ways along the way.
I think that's so beautifully said, because I agree. I am a very huge, like, lovey person. I love love. But I love love. I'm a huge romantic person. I'm always for relationships and love, and like I'm emotional as fuck. There's my emotional intelligence. I'm emotional as fuck. Therefore, I used to think that soulmates must exist, you know, but I think you're always on your own path, and you are only born with yourself and you only die with yourself, and people are in your life until they don't fit your life anymore. I think paths always come together and then separate whenever you may come back together. You know what I mean? You're forever shifting. And I think for a time being, someone can be your soulmate because you just connect on that level, because maybe you might be in the same point at the same time, but then something happens, one person grows. And I think if you, like, a marriage, I do believe in marriage in the point of that it can last a lifetime. My grandparents are an example, but that's because they accept themselves even at the worst. They love each other to such a point that they accept each other even if like the other person may be at the most shitty point of their life.
You know what's crazy as well? I mean, obviously marriage is still very rooted, like most traditions are still very rooted in like patriarchy.
Yeah.
And for example, when the father
whoops her, he gives her over to the fucking husband.
Because in olden times that was like the thing of like the woman was the property of the man.
Yeah.
That's why when you're born you take your father's name, last name, like the whole family does, because they're the property of the father.
Yeah. And like the child of the father's.
Exactly, and then you basically.
That's one thing I will never do. I will never change my name to a guy's name.
No.
The maximum what I would do is I would have a double name. And if I don't have my husband's name, my kids having my name. If I have kids. I carried that motherfucking fetus in my belly for 9 months, went through fucking hell and back. There is no way Sora's getting the credit for all that just because he came. Like, coming already is a positive thing. Why does a man not need to get credit for that, you know?
Yeah.
But this doesn't work with any of the skirts I have. Urgh! I don't know what to wear!
Imagine we could switch heights right now.
Wow.
Because you're 178, right?
178. And 192, I fit under his chin. And so I fit a little more on your chin, so you're like 197 right now. This is you with a...
I've met guys that height in the Netherlands, because in the Netherlands they're fucking tall.
Used to be... Oh, that's cute. Damn girl. Damn girl.
Okay, let's get dressed. It used to be
Oh. I feel like
you look like a sexy little elf. Christmas elf.
Look at us. We look adorable. Here is the final outfit. I am absolutely obsessed with it. Yeah, I'm gonna take you with me, by the way. Yay. Okay, we were meant to be like, I don't know, let's say 7 of us right now. We ran into a huge group and now we're like 25. Don't know how we're getting in, but let's pray. Hey! Wait, give me those picture perfect smiles. I was always with him, you were always with his mate, and I was with Maddie a lot. Girly debrief time. Hannah's here again.
The next day.
It was the most Berlin night I think I've ever had.
Really?
But no, I mean I've done Kit Kat Berlin kind of night. But this was like a low-key, unplanned Berlin night.
Yeah.
Because basically, lay down, we, instead of only being how many people would I have organized? I would have organized 7, 8, 9 people approximately. In the end, somehow a group of 25 other people joined us, and we were like 30 something at the end. all going into the bar together, and then we were in the bar for a little bit and talked to a lot of people, and then somehow we went to someone's house afterwards. We got a car, and then there was a techno house party next door, and we ran into the people who were running the party, and they were like, and we were like, oh my god, can we come join in? And we joined in, and then we met them, and then we left.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad because I feel like I didn't really talk to, like I feel like I only talked to the same people, which is fine, because I mean I was distracted. But I don't know, I'm kind of like, I was like, at one point when we were in the girl's apartment, like in her kitchen, and I was like looking around, I was like, I don't know one single name of like most of the people here.
That's it from us!
Yay!
Woo!
And then soon enough, you know, we'll be back, we'll be out again and doing stuff.
Yes. Bye! Cheers!
Bye!